Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant good Sunday afternoon here from Valley Process Technologies Field in Castleton. This is our pregame show brought to you in part by Castleton Lumber, where it's day number 4 here at the State A Legion Baseball Tournament. I'm Chase Miller. Here's what's on store for you today. Our first game will be a true elimination contest. Whoever wins this game moves on to play tomorrow. Whoever loses this game, their season comes to a close. The caveat is this: pending what happens in the Jets-Castleton game, you just won't know who your opponent, if you have to play one more game to make the championship or if you can go right into the championship. If the Jets defeat Castleton, the winner of this game will play the Fargo Jets tomorrow at noon, with the winner then to play Castleton in the championship to follow. If Castleton beats the Jets, the winner of this game then would have to beat Castleton twice starting at noon, and then the second championship game if needed. So that is the bracket for what is going to happen throughout the rest of this State A Legion Baseball Tournament. Yesterday we had some really good affairs. Jets defeated the Valley City Royals in 11 innings by a final of 6-4. The Jets had 3 pitchers with Evan Felber, Beckham, and Gebhardt go 11 innings of work. Gebhardt gave up the blown save, but then still worked 5 innings and really did a nice job after the 7th for the Jets. While for the Valley City Royals, Bryson Heck picked up the no decision, 108 pitches, a 9 1/3 innings of work, gave up 6 hits, 2 runs, and 2 earned with 3 walks and 11 4 strikeouts in that 11-inning affair. Valley City falls to 22-5 on the season. The Jets improved to 31-9 as the Jets again squeak out a win in 11 innings over the Royals. Game 2 yesterday, Kindred got up 4-love early on the Senators and never looked back. Kylan Swenson with the complete game win. He gave up 6 hits, 2 runs, a couple of walks, and 4 strikeouts. Also was able to get 2 runs driven in as well. Stanley Belaski had himself a really nice game with 2 hits, a run scored, and a run driven in here for the Kindred club as they improved to 19-15 on the season. The Senators finished 17-17. And in our nightcap, it was a dandy as Ben Larson was humming along for 6 innings of work. Before then, Castleton erupted for 3 runs in the 7th to tie the game, and then Jack Everson also drove in the game-winning run in the 8th inning as the Haymakers came back from a 3-0 deficit to defeat Devils Lake 4-3 in that 2-0 matchup. Castleton now 19-16 on the season. Devils Lake drops to 29-10. So going into today again, this first one, elimination contest. The loser will be done. The winner will advance to tomorrow. And then Castleton and the Jets. The Jets in a must-win situation. If they lose, their season comes to a close. Then we'll get to the championship. If Castleton defeats the Jets, again, 2 games for Castleton, 1 in hand for the championship. If the Jets defeat Castleton, Castleton goes to the late game tomorrow at 2 o'clock, just 1 championship game, and they would play then the winner of this contest coming up to get to the championship. So that and more is what's on store. We'll take a quick break, and we come back after this. We'll hear from the coaches. We'll hear from Josh Allmers first, and we'll hear from the Devils Lake Storm side of things, get to our starting lineups and the opening pitch as well. But when we come back next, we'll take a look at the State B before our coaches conversation. Keep you apprised of what's going on in Park River today, also on yourliveevent.com. It's State A here in Castleton.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the 3-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. How did your planting season go this year? Are you looking to make improvements for next year instead of breaking the bank on a whole new planter? Get the best price of the year on upgrades for your planter from Agassiz Precision Ag this summer. Get $50 back per roll per product for some of our best-selling solutions. Make the precision decision for your planter this summer. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or visit planterdoc.com for more information.
As we take a look at games earlier today at the B in Park River, elimination games, Park River run-ruled Langdon 12-0 in 5 innings. And then also in an elimination contest, Lytton Ashley Wishick defeated Renville County 7-5. Park River will play Lytton Ashley Wishick around 4:35 o'clock today in one more elimination contest. Coming up next in Park River in a few short moments will be Thompson going toe-to-toe as they will match up with Lemoore upcoming here later on. The winner will make their way towards the championship of the B. The loser then will have to play the winner of Park River and Lytton Ashley Wishick to try to come back through the losers bracket and make it to the championship upcoming tomorrow. Tomorrow in Park River, 2 games. First elimination, championship game 1, then Tuesday, championship game 2. If needed. AA again, congratulations goes out to the West Fargo Patriots. They won the state AA tournament out in Williston. Them and Post 400 both advanced to the Central Plains Regional here in Fargo. We'll take a quick break, and we come back after this on our Castleton Lumber pregame show. We'll hear from the coaches. First up, we'll hear from Josh from Kindred. Then we'll go from there and make our way over to Brent Luring as well from the Devils Lake Storm. That and more still to come ahead of the starting lineups and the opening pitch today here in Castleton.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
On our Castleton Lumber pregame show here today from Castleton, it is day 4 of the State A Legion Baseball Tournament elimination game, starting things off here today with Kindred going up against Devils Lake in our first of 2 games here in Castleton. Joining us here from the Kindred perspective is Josh Almers here. This interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. Josh, what did you just like from your club yesterday to find a way to get from day 3 to day number 4 here? And you kind of had maybe an inkling that you'd see some more Eastern competition as the tournament went on, and you're going to see that again here in Devils Lake. But what did you like from your team against the Senators yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday I was really proud of Kylan. He's such a good pitcher, a great competitor. He threw strikes, which was exactly what we needed. He's the kind of guy that mixes it up, and he might give up a big hit here or there, but it's tough to string together multiple hits against him, and he's usually unfazed if he gives up a big double or something like that. Bismarck had some real nice swings, but I was really proud of how he buckled down and pitched a phenomenal game, did exactly what we needed from him, and we are not surprised by it, knowing what we know of Kylan. I was proud of our defense. Specifically, I thought Andy Traum had a really good game defensively, had a huge play for us up the middle, and very proud of that. And I was very proud of the way we swung the bat in the first inning, and I thought we had a great approach. We were patient. We were swinging hard at pitches that we could drive, and then we went away from that for a while and started, I think, getting a little antsy, thinking we could hit anything. Big kudos to Farstead because he really buckled down and pitched a good game after that first inning. But yeah, overall proud of how we played a good team game and got a win at late in the state tournament, which is big.
Obviously, Devils Lake here, you played them last week in Devils Lake in the East Region Tournament. You've seen them in the regular season, so it's been a challenge here later today against the Storm.
Yeah, they're very good. I mean, they're well coached. They have a tremendous amount of talent. We're excited that Palmer's done. He pitched a phenomenal game, and again, no surprise. I mean, he's an outstanding athlete, but up and down their lineup, they've got a lot of guys that can hit. They're a strong defensive team. I mean, we're very similar team-wise, I think, in the sense that they pride themselves on great defense, great pitching. They can hit up and down their lineup. We've got a ton of respect for them, and we know it's going to be a dog fight and come down to a few little things, and hopefully at the end of it we can survive and advance and be here for another day.
You're going to have Stanley on the mound, but also at the plate so far. He's 4 of 10, able to get 3 runs with 2 runs driven in. What have you liked about Stanley at the plate, and what do you got to do here today to try to be disruptive against this storm approach?
Yeah, super senior. I talked about seniors before. I mean, we're super proud of the fact that he came back. He had a great year at NDSCS, but he's been a huge part of our program. program for a long time. I mean, those seniors that we lean on, they all have been, right? So Stanley is hopefully he needs to get ahead in his counts. That's a big thing on the mound that we need to see from him. If he can get ahead in his counts, he's got nasty curveball, nasty off speed, and if he has the opportunity to really go to the well on a multitude of different pitches, we're going to be proud of him. Hopefully he can keep doing what he's doing at the plate. He had a huge game, great approach every time he stepped into the box last night. So very proud of what he's done in this tournament and excited for the opportunity he has to pitch against a really good Devils Lake team.
Josh, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck here against the Storm.
You bet. Thanks for the coverage.
That again, Josh Allmer is with us here from Kindred. We'll continue with more after this here in Castleton.
At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
As we continue here on our Castleton Lumber pregame show here today, day 4 of the State A Legion Baseball Tournament. It's Devils Lake and it's Kindred. Joining us here from the Storm perspective again is one of their 3 co-head coaches. That is, again, is Brent Luring with us. Brent, obviously a tough one yesterday. A really nice performance in that particular contest. You know, just from top to bottom, just the 7th inning. Ben Larson obviously pitched a whale of a game. So what's the message to the kids as you get ready and you still have a chance to obviously get to your ultimate goal with the win here coming up here later today against Kindred?
Yeah, you know, I thought for 6 1/3 we played pretty well, and I'll give Castleton credit. They kept at it and found a lot of green grass or turf, I guess you'd say, that last inning, and you know they got us in the 8th. It was a great game. Hopefully, boys seemed pretty loose this morning for losing such a heartbreaker last night, but it's one of those mindsets. It's one game seasons the rest of the way out, and hopefully today they can turn the page and get ready to go and try to get to tomorrow.
A very familiar opponent with Kindred. You saw them in the East Region Championship last week as well. You see them throughout the course of the season. So what's going to be a challenge here later today against Kindred?
There's an extremely athletic team. They like to push the tempo, run the bases pretty well. Their outfield flies around, makes it challenging sometimes to hit the gaps and cut off things. They're playing really well right now. I mean, going into the regular season and coming out as a 6th seed and finishing as a 2 seed and being in the top 4 here at state. Bunch of athletes, bunch of competitors, and just a good program.
Will Heilman pitching on the mound. He's already been able to pitch one time here in this tournament against Bismarck. Had a really good 3 innings of work. What do you hope to see from Will here today against this Kindred lineup?
He's able to throw 3 pitches for a strike, and we can kind of mix and match how we want to attack the hitters, and that's a big reason why we're going with him today. And he's a competitor, and he came in last week against these guys and threw three innings of no-hit baseball. So we're hoping we can just continue. And I know they've seen him, but hopefully it's just at this time of year you got to go with who you think is going to give you your best chance to win.
The one thing about this Storm team, just in this particular tournament, you've been able to get guys on base and then move guys around. How big is that helps offensively when you can get a guy an extra 90 feet, whether it's stealing first or second, or even maybe giving some of them the opportunity to break for third in case that pitcher's not paying attention to there at second base?
Right. That's just the type of style of baseball we play, and that kind of leads in from our spring season. Is we face those Class A teams, and they can hit the ball out further than we can, and we kind of play the small ball game, and it's just the way that all 3 of us, our philosophy, where we all played and stuff, and the college level, and where our brand is, and it's just what we do. It's just we're a small ball team, and whenever we can take 90 feet, we're going to take 90 feet, whether it's bunting, hit and run, just forcing the issue, and we feel like that puts pressure on them, and they got to, like a lot of times if you're bunting the ball, the fielder's got to feel the ball on the move, and it's challenging, and it's high school kids trying to make plays, and if you can force the issue, that's just kind of our goal.
Brent, thanks so much for your time and best of luck here today.
Thank you, sir.
Again, one of the co-head coaches for the Storm, Brent Luring. We'll continue with more on our pregame show after this.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Well, this interview is again brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Go to dhb.bank. bank. As we wrap up our Castleton Lumber pregame show here today, find the quality lumber and materials you need to get the job done, from siding to plywood, windows, and more with Castleton Lumber. If you're looking for a rendering of your next project, no matter how big or small, call 701-347-4471. That's 701-347-4471 at Castleton Lumber. As we get you ready here today, Devil's Lake will be wearing the red tops here in this one, as we will get that changed here in a moment for you. And then from there, we will also get set for this particular contest here between Kindred and Devil's Lake. Kindred will be out in their blue tops, their white pants, while for Devil's Lake, it'll be their red tops and their gray pants here today in this one. Kindred 19-15 on the season. Devil's Lake sits at 29-10. It's now time to get to our American Crystal Sugar starting lineups. Live the sweet life with great careers, quality products, grower owned. Go to crystalsugar.com. Kindred will go with Brady Baumgarten here, the center fielder, batting from the leadoff spot. Jeremy Knight will be batting second, the DH. Stanley Belaski, the pitcher, batting third, followed by Kylan Swenson, the left fielder, in the cleanup spot. Graham Hess, the catcher, batting fifth, with Gabe Iverson, the shortstop, sixth. Carson Getty in right, batting seventh, with Jack McDonald, the third baseman, eighth. Andy Trom, the second baseman, ninth, and Kelby Erdman, the first baseman, here today for Kindred. That's our starting lineups, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life with great careers, quality products. On the mound is Will Heilman, his second appearance here at the state tournament. Opening pitch at 2:56, and we're off and running on date number 4. So far for Brady here at the state tournament, 1 of 8 with 2 walks, 2 runs, and 3 strikeouts. Breaking ball on the way by Heilman. That'll miss outside for a ball. Heilman, really good performance. 3 innings of work to open up the state tournament for Devil's Lake in their 12-0 win over the Bismarck Senators. As this one goes foul, it's 1-2. 3 innings of work, 2 hits, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts for Heilman. Back on Thursday, as we see the 1-2 pitch upcoming here to Brady. As Heilman get to their infield in a moment, as this is laced down the right field line foul. Beck behind the plate with Remick standing at first, Max Palmer at second with Mason at short. Kraft stands at third base with Rainsbury in left, Olson in center, and Brodina in right here today. Here's the 1-2. Foul tipped into the glove of Beck. That's a strikeout, and Heilman gets his first out of the afternoon. Conditions here today in Castleton, as it's kind of been from the start, an overcast kind of a day, 71 degrees, humidity's up in the 80% mark, wind blowing from left to right here, as it has done throughout the course of this tournament, as well from the south, as this one will be delivered for a strike. It's 0-1 in 3 games here at state. Kindred batting .202 as a batting average, 14 of 69 so far coming into this performance. Jeremy Knight hits one right back up. This will go off of Heilman here, and this will be off the inner ankle of Heilman. Knight will take a leadoff single, or excuse me, a one-out single, as he's able to get aboard, and there's a runner on here for Kindred. Well, Belaski coming up to the plate for the Storm. They've been pretty good in their own rights as a pitching staff, 11 of 69, a 159 batting average here for opposition against Devil's Lake, as this one runs up. Kindred, that's their pitching, was at 202. They're hitting 20 of 74 for 270. 18 runs with 15 runs driven in so far, with 6 extra base hits here for Kindred. The 1-0, runners in a stay put. Will be called a strike. It's 1-1. Stanley 4 of 10 so far here in the tournament, with 3 runs scored and 2 runs driven in. Chance to help his own cause early on here in the top of the first inning, and our first of 2 here from VPT Field. As this will miss low, it's now going to be 2-1. As Heilman looks behind him to Beck. 2-1 pitch, breaking ball, that'll miss. Now 3-1. These two teams played in the East Region Championship, where Beck hit a walk-off base hit for the Storm to defeat Kindred and Devil's Lake last weekend. The 3-1 offering, that'll work inside for a 5-pitch walk. Pulaski's aboard. First free pass here for Heilman. And Kindred threatening here in the first with runners at first and second. Goes to Kylan Swenson, winning pitcher of record yesterday, a complete game against the Bismarck Senators. So far for Kindred, 3 pitchers up, and they've all worked to the end of the ball game. As there's a swing and a miss, it's 0-1. Kylan 4 of 9 here at the state tournament with 2 runs driven in and 3 runs scored. Heilman works ahead on the left fielder. 0-1 out of the zone. Beck has to come out of his crouch. This will be 1 ball and 1 strike. For the Storm, Ben Larson pitched yesterday, 96 pitches. Mason Palmer on Friday, the perfect game, 87 pitches, the 1-1. This one will get by the catcher Beck, and the runners will scamper into scoring position here for Kindred. It's 2-1 upcoming to Kylan Swenson. Max Palmer, 6 pitches yesterday in relief. Heilman, 46 back on Thursday. McCarthy with just a handful on Thursday, and Weberg with 10 pitches back on Thursday as well. That's the pitchers used so far for the Storm. The 2-1 pitch in there for a strike at 2-2. Corner infielders in. The Palmer brothers, they are back. Well, Swenson trying to get one past Heilman here. The 2-2 hit in the air, popped up. This will be in the infield. And we'll get the infield fly rule. Heilman will make the catch, and there is 2 down. Big out number 2 here for Devils Lake. Top of the first inning on our Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, sharing their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Go to dhb.bank. It's now Graham Hess. As Graham comes up, looking for his second hit of the tournament, takes a big rip at it. It's 0-1. For Graham so far, 1 of 9 here at State with a run scored, 2 runs driven in, 2 strikeouts and a walk, while Heilman is looking to work out of a pickle here in the first. Will miss up for a ball. It's 1-1. And after the conclusion of this game, roughly around 5:30 here this afternoon, it will be the Fargo Jets and the Castleton Haymakers in Game 2 of the day. The 1-1. All speed got him out in front here. Now Heilman works ahead. It's going to be 1-2. So 1 out single followed by a 1 out walk to put runners at first and second. Now at second and third, the 1-2. This will be hit right back up the middle, and this one's going to go. Palmer's going to make the catch, fires across, and this one's actually going to hit Graham, and that'll allow 1 run to score and 2 runs to score. RBI single on the way here for Mr. Graham Hess, and then with the error on the throw, that'll allow the second runner in Boloski to come in to score as well. We'll get a courtesy runner coming in here for Kindred number 3. Here will be Sawyer. So Sawyer Hess will come on here and run. And we got a new score, as it is a 2-0 game just like that here for Kindred, top of the first inning. And first pitch swinging here by Iverson, and a sensational catch in center field by Olsen, who's diving to rob Iverson of a base hit. But the damage is done in the inning, as there were 2 runs across on 2 hits, an error, and then you do have 1 runner left on base. We played a half inning here on our Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. It's Kindred 2, Devils Lake scoreless here on your liveevent.com.
Heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
Bottom of the first inning here on yourliveevent.com. Max Palmer, Olsen, and Mason Palmer due up here. Part of our American Crystal Sugar starting lineups here for the Storm. Trayson Beck batting the cleanup spot, the catcher, followed by Brody Rainsbury, the left fielder, batting 5th. You have Hunter Remick batting 6th here today for the Storm at first base. Easton Kraft, the third baseman, batting 7th, with Landon Sundin, the DH, batting 8th. Ben Brodina in right 9th, and Will Heilman, the pitcher, he'll be batting. He'll be on the mound here again today for the Storm to start things off. That's a look at our starting lineups here for the Storm, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life with great careers, quality products, grower owned. Go to crystalsugar.com. That again is crystalsugar.com. As they get everything ready to roll, as Stanley will take them on. Belaski here for Kindred, as this will be his first appearance at the state tournament. And so far, as we mentioned for Kindred, we have Swenson, McDonald, and Mack. They've all taken the mound, and they found a way to get all the respective outs, whether it's been a 5-inning or 7-inning affair. So in doing so has really allowed this Kindred club to kind of be as scheduled for how this particular state tournament has been to this juncture. Swenson will be in left field with Baumgarten in center, Getty in right, Erdman at first with Trom at second base, Iverson at short, McDonald at third, and Graham Hess behind the plates. First pitch here by Stanley, breaking ball over for a strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Oh, miss outside for a ball. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. The Storm, 21 runs as they've had 17 driven in so far. This would be popped up. That'll be out of play, foul. It's 1-2. They've gotten 4 extra base hits, 3 doubles, and 1 triple so far here at the state tournament. Batting .223 as a team through 3 games. As this is going to be hit on the ground past the third baseman. Iverson's there deep in the hole, throws it across, not going to be in time. It's an infield single for Max Palmer. As we get a runner aboard here for Devils Lake to start things off in inning number 1. As now it goes to Olsen. As Olsen coming up, Max Palmer now 4 of 12 at the state tournament. As Olsen digs in, as he is 2 of 11 so far here at state with a run driven in. Good pick there by Graham Hess to not allow that to get to the backstop. It's 1-0, something we were talking with Brent Luring is getting base runners on here for the Storm, and this is a team that can steal bases. They got 11 so far here in 3 days in Castleton. We'll see if the runner breaks. He stays put to 1-0. That'll miss low for a ball. It's 2-0. Majority coming in their first win over Bismarck, where the Devils Lake Storm had 9 stolen bases in just 1 game. Here's the 2-0. A work inside for a strike. It's 2-1. Taylor Fuse, Cody Hughes, Nate Nowak, and Eric Guler are 4-man umpiring crew, as we will have a 4-man crew throughout the remainder here of the State A tournament in Castleton. Here's the 2-1 from Belaski, looking to bunt. This one is bunted up the third baseline foul. It's going to be 2-2. We'll see Olsen looking to try to bunt that one up the third baseline. McDonald playing even with the bag there at third. We'll see what he does on this 2-2 count. Possibly for the Storm. If you would like, maybe put Max in motion here, as Erdman continues to hold him on at first base. Here's the 2-2. This will eventually get by Graham Hess, so making his way towards second on the wild pitch will be Max Palmer. And the Storm do indeed get a runner in scoring position here in the first. It's 3-2. Tomorrow's schedule starting at noon for game number 1, and then the second game, depending on if it's needed, would start following that, kind of on a rolling schedule, roughly at 2. Here's the 3-2 pitch. A work inside for a walk. Olsen gets aboard. And the Storm, very similar to Kindred here with 2 runners on in inning number 1. As we see now, Mason Palmer. Mason so far here at the State tournament, 2 of 7 with 3 runs scored, a couple runs driven in, and 3 walks. Also been walked intentionally as well. Here's the pitch. This will work inside for a ball. It's 1-0. So right now, Woloski looking to find the strike zone, something that Coach Almers told us here in the pregame was got to get ahead on these Storm batters here, kind of force the action a little bit. The 1-0. I'll be called a strike. It's 1-1. 2 runs came across on 2 hits and error with a runner left in the top half where Heilman used 22 pitches. But Knights and Woloski came in to score the 2 runs here for Kindred. The Storm trying to answer that in the bottom half. The 1-1 hit right back up the middle. High chop Iverson. They get one there. The relay throw not going to be in time. So Traum to Erdman not in time. Good hustle by Palmer out of the box. Runners will be at the corners now as there's 1 down. Chance for a tailor-made double play. Give credit to Olsen going in there hard to try to break up that double play with Traum, but the speed of Mason Palmer able to beat it. Now it goes to Trayson Beck. Beck will be on here, and so far at the state tournament, 2 runs driven in with 2 runs scored. He's 2 for 7. As Beck looking to put some damage on here as Mason takes a good lead at first. Max stands at third. This will be missed for a ball. It's going to be 1-0. An all-East region showdown here today and then tomorrow as well, as all 4 teams from the East are still alive as the West was eliminated yesterday. The runner's going to break, and it will be a delayed double steal. Here comes Max. He's in safely. I mentioned stolen bases could be a theme, and Devil's Lake right on cue on the pregame show, able to do that perfectly there. Mason Palmer gets the stolen base. Max kind of reads if Graham's going to throw it down or not, and now it's a 2-1 contest. 1 ball, 1 strike on the way here to Beck. This would be hitting the air. Deep to center. Baumgarten going back to the track, and that one's going to go all the way to the wall. As Mason Palmer rounds third, here's the relay throw. They won't be a throw home. It's an RBI double for Beck, and just like that, we're knotted at 2 apiece. As the Storm are bringing the thunder with their fans here on this grandstand. RBI double at that. First hit of the contest here for Beck. Second of the inning here for the Storm, and 4 batters up, 2 runners in. So far here for Devil's Lake. As we get a quick time here at home plate. So Max Palmer in to score. Mason Palmer in to score. And now with the runner at second base here, we have Rainsbury, the pitch. This one at first base. As Weberg is as the 1-0 is upcoming here to Brody. 1-0 will run in and he'll wear it. Brody Rainsbury will take first base. And we'll get a quick meeting on the mound here as Hunter Remick comes up. This meeting on the mound brought to you in part by Kindred Storage. As Weberg stands at second base here on the courtesy runner for Beck. Rainsbury will get aboard with a hit by pitch. So far for Devil's Lake, they have tied the game and a chance to take the lead back. It started off with a Max Palmer single, a walk by Olsen to get runners eventually to first and second base. Mason Palmer had a ground ball to the shortstop, Iverson. Iverson got the lead runner, or the secondary runner, Olsen, out at second on the flip to Traum. Runners at the corners. You have the delayed double steal where Palmer was going to start with, but then Max Palmer at third was waiting to see where the throw was, if there was going to be a throw. And once it went down, he was off and running to take home plate. Double by Beck, and now a hit by pitch by Rainsbury, and that's where we're at this pitching mound visit, brought to you in part by Kindred Storage. As this will work off the zone, it's 1-0. Hunter Remick, 1 of 9 so far in the tournament with a run scored and a run driven in. The 1-0 will work inside. It's now 2-0. So Molosky trying to find the zone here in inning number 1. Runners take their leave of first and second. Weberg again at second base. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Big play coming back, sliding in safely. There's Weberg. The Brody Rainsbury will just read the runner in front of him. With the 2-0. Good breaking ball. Now it's going to be 2-1. Overcast skies. Wind continues to come in from the south-southeast as it has done throughout the majority of the state tournament here in Castleton. The 2-1 pitch on the way from Molosky. I'll run in for a strike. It's 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 men on and 1 down here in the bottom half of the first inning. As Devils Lake's looking to take their first lead of the game with the base knock. As there's a base knock that'll go to left field. Swenson able to cut it over in the gap. The throw goes to third. It's an RBI single for Remick, and the Storm have a 3-2 lead. And the Storm just keep on swinging here in inning number 1. So Weberg comes in to score. Rainsbury will go to second base. And now Remick stands at first base. Hit number 3 of the inning so far. All these runs have been earned here to Stanley. This one fouled back by Easton Kraft, the starting third baseman here this afternoon. Kraft 0 for 3 in the state tournament with a run, a walk, and 1 strikeout. Here's the 0-1 pitch upcoming to batter number 7 here in the lineup for the Storm. Molosky will see this one miss out of the zone. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. The winner of this game awaits what happens next with the Jets and Castleton to see who they would play tomorrow at noon. Here's the 1-1. This would be filleted into right. The right fielder, Getty, will see it bounce in front of him. It's the relay to Erdman, but it's an opposite field single for Kraft, and the bases are full for the Storm here in the 3rd. Fourth hit. Now we're going to see it here with Landon Sundin, the DH. As for Sundin coming up to the plates. And we'll have Josh Almers come back onto the mound here for another mound visit. And we'll see if we get a pitching change as well. As we will get a pitching change, so Stanley will be done. We'll see the defensive changes next. This is brought to you in part by Kindred Storage.
In Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
For Devils Lake, they've chased Molosky out of the game in a third of an inning. 4 hits against, with all of those being singles except for the Trayson Beck, a double earlier here in the bottom of the first inning. 3 runs he's on the hook for. All the runners on the base pass currently, with a walk, a hit by pitch, and no strikeouts here for Molosky. So now it goes to Tyler Grunwald coming up as he will make his first appearance here at the state tournament, going up against the DH against Sundin. Stanley Molosky with 26 pitches in the first inning right now that is nearing 25 minutes old here between Kindred and Devils Lake. So far combined 5 runs on 6 hits between these two. And we'll see if this is an early indication where you might have to out-hit to advance to the next round here at the state tournament. Earlier in the State B from elimination games, you had Park River winners in 5 over Langdon, 12-0. Also had Linton Ashley Wishick over Renville County, 7-5. Currently, the Thompson and Lemoore matchup is underway in the 2-0 contest at the State B, and then later today it'll be Park River and Linton Ashley Wishick in a loser-out game here at the State B in Park River as well. That's a pitching change brought to you in part by Kindred Storage. For storage units on the north side of Kindred that are affordable, secure, and have easy access, call 428-3121. Nowhere to put Sundin here in the first. Looking to squeeze as this one will be with Graham Hess. Not so much of a straight suicide as waiting to see if that one was going to be put in play was Brody Rainsbury here. It's now 1-0. Sometimes much of a suicide squeeze, a good safety squeeze can work just as well. The 1-0. Swinging, hitting one in the air to left. Swenson is there. He will make the catch. Here's the throw to home. They'll have a chance to get him. It one hops towards the catcher. Not a bad throw by Swenson, just enough off the line. It's a sacrifice fly by Rainsbury. And Sundin earns the sacrifice fly here for the Storm. As you'll see it now with 2 down here, but the Storm do get another run across as it's 4-2. That goes to Ben Brodina, the starting right fielder, the ninth batter here of the inning. You will see this running at the hands for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0 pitch upcoming here from Gronwald. This will run in. Does it hit him? Nearly does. Now 2-0, then back to Max Palmer. That run charged again to Belaski right now. Runner still at the corners. You got that secondary runner in Remick at third base with Kraft at first. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That'll dance out of the way, make it now 3-0. Well, Devils Lake not having any hangover effect, if you want to call it that, from what the game was yesterday. Sometimes you lose a heartbreaker. You might come out a little sluggish the next day, as this will be blocked by the catcher. Graham Hess enough to keep the runner at third base with Remick, so Kraft will go to first. Ben Brodino walks as he will load the bases up as a Storm team, after giving up 2 runs in the top of the first inning. For any fan out there, but I thought, okay, maybe it's a little sluggish for the Storm after losing a heartbreaker yesterday against the Haymakers in 8 innings, 4-3, where they were in control for a majority of that game through 6 innings. But they've came out trying to be resilient here, put the ball in play a ton against this Kindred pitching staff. As this one works outside for a ball, it's 1-0. Max Palmer with a run scored so far here today. The 1-0 pitch, tanking for a strike. It's going to be 1-1. As Grunwald trying to get out of the first here now for Kindred, down by 2. Here's the 1-1. Hit on the ground. This one will go to the second baseman, Trom. Trom flips, fires in time to Ehrman for the out. But 4 runs do come across on 4 hits. There were no errors and 3 runners left on base. We played 1 today on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Devils Lake leads it by 2.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers. They are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
Here, top of the second inning on our broadcast booth. Here today, sitting high on top of the perch here at Valley Process Technologies Field. Broadcast booth brought to you in part by Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency. And so far for both of these teams, they're bringing their checkbook, depositing some runs as they scored 6 runs combined in the top of the first. Whether you're looking for your banking or insurance needs, get in touch with Jim Pearson and the crew at Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency. For more information, go online to kindredstatebank.com. That again is kindredstatebank.com. This will work for a strike. It's 0-1. Getty, McDonald, and Trom 7, 8, and 9 due up here. Heilman on for his second inning of work. The 0-1 pitch has to be hit foul up the third base line. It's 0-2. Getty 3 of 7 with 3 runs driven in, 2 strikeouts and 2 walks so far here for 3 days at the State A Legion tournament. The 0-2 pitch. I'll work for a ball. It's 1-2. On the 1-2 offering, Getty hits a high chopper to the third baseman, Kraft. Kraft able to pick it, fire it, and in time for the outs. So Getty is retired. Good defensive play by the third baseman there with Kraft. And you see 1 down here in inning number 2. Getty's got wheels, so Kraft had to be nearly flawless on that one, and he was, as now it goes to Jack McDonald. McDonald 2 of 8 at the plate with 2 runs scored and 2 runs driven in so far here for Kindred. He will foul this one back. It's going to be 0-1. As Kindred's looking for win number 20 of the season, Devils Lake looking for win number 30 of their campaign. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fisted foul. It's going to be 0-2. All that matters in this game is survive and advance. Get to tomorrow and have a chance to see if you can play for a championship or get into the championship game, barring the result of our next contest. Here's the 0-2. Strike 3 looking. Heilman breaks out the breaking ball, and there's 2 down. Now it goes to Andy Trom. Trom, the second baseman, made a really nice defensive play yesterday in the field here for Kindred against the Bismarck Senators, robbing Lucas Farstead of a hit in the 5th inning. The Senators would eventually leave 2 runners on. As this one works outside for a ball. Trom at the plate here so far, 0 of 2 with 2 walks. Here in the tournament, the 1-0. This will be hit in the air. That'll be down to the right fielder, Brodina. Brodina able to be there for the out. That's a 3-up, 3 down second here for Heilman. As we make our way to the bottom half of the frame, it's still 4-2 Devils Lake here on your liveevent.com.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Bottom of the second inning on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. It is a 4-2 lead here for the Devils Lake Storm as they will send 2, 3, and 4 batters to the plate. And the question from the Storm perspective is, what do you got for an encore after sending 10 batters in inning number 1, plating 4 innings across, 4 runs across on 4 hits. They did leave the bases full, and they've already chased the starting pitcher, Stanley Belaski, out of the game. As you'll see, Grunwald working 2/3 of an inning. So far, he's came on, gave up a sacrifice fly to Sundin, a walk by Ben Brodina, and he was also able to get a ground out then with Max Palmer as well. As we'll see it here to Olsen. As Olsen, let's see, 2 balls and no strikes here for the center fielder. Already made a nice sliding play early in this game. Looking to get his second walk of the contest here for Devils Lake. As the Storm will be a 4-pitch walk here for Olsen. He's able to get a leadoff walk yet again. And the Storm will have a runner aboard. Leadoff single in the first came in a score. Now it's a leadoff walk here in inning number 2 as it goes to Mason Palmer. Palmer reached base on a fielder's choice. He had a hopper to, at that time, the shortstop in Iverson. Iverson flipped it to Trom. They got the force there, but unable to complete the double play. This would be over for a strike. Gets 0-1. Good breaking ball from Tyler. That's Tyler right now. We're going to see if he can put a 0 up on the board here for this Kindred club and get those bats to the plate in the top half of the 3rd inning. Storm so run inside for a ball. It's 1-1. Looking to see if they can have anywhere near close to the inning they had in the first. Ehrman home the runner at first base in Olsen. As Olsen's going to break to second. This one is hit off the glove of the pitcher. And just a tough one there if you're Grunwald. As Grunwald went to go reach it, he was extending for it. Off and running was going to be Olsen. If it got by him, it was an easy base hit and might have even allowed the runner to get from first to third base, as Olsen will go to second. As Mason Palmer will be aboard. And now you see runners at first and second here for Devils Lake on that. And there's still nobody out. As this one will be backhanded there by Graham Hess. I'll give that a E1 on the play. So Olsen stands at second, Palmer stands at first, and now it's a 1-0 pitch here to Beck, already with a run driven in on a double. The straightaway center is last time up in inning number 1. This one is called a strike. It's 1-1. Weber came in and scored for him on a courtesy runner. Devils Lake, as they did in the first, got their first 2 batters on, doing it here in the second. The 1-1 pitch, and that'll hit him, as Beck will have to wear it as he takes first base. As the courtesy runner will come on here with Weberg, and Josh Almers will make his way towards the mound, as we'll have another mound visit brought to you in part by Kindred Storage. So Olsen at third base, you have Mason Palmer at second base, and now you're going to have Weberg here at first base, and Devils Lake trying to open up the game here in inning number 2. 5 runners have been aboard so far via walk or hit by pitch, and you got 4 hits and 1 error, as Devils Lake is threatening here again in inning number 2 in a must-win game for both of these clubs currently. So for Tyler Grunwald, 9 pitches to come in relief in 2/3 of an inning. And now for Grunwald, he'll try to minimize any damage here in inning number 2 with Rainsbury. Up and down the lineup for this Devils Lake club, they found ways to be productive the first time through the lineup. It was either a put the ball in play, get on, sacrifice fly, you earned a walk, a single, a double. Everything has been put in play. There's been no strikeouts so far here for this Storm team. So they forced the defense behind the Kindred pitchers to try to make a quality play. That's been a lot of good hits, good at-bats here for the Storm, being selective and kind of waiting for their pitch. As Rainsbury was hit by a pitch his last time up, did come in to score a run. Looking for the bunt. This one will work inside. It's 1-0. Runs driven in so far from Beck, Remick, and Sundin here for the Storm. As Ehrman Already playing a third to nearly halfway down the first base side if there is a bunt. As this is called a strike, it's 1-1. Trying to get there as quick as he can, where McDonald, the third baseman, kind of playing even with the runner at third, and Olsen. If you do bunt and it's a squeeze kind of a play, there is a forced opportunity at home, so you don't need to tag again. You can just get it to the catcher. Now not going to bunt, or not looking to. Taken out of the zone, it's 2-1. As Rainsbury, see what he does here on the 2-1 pitch upcoming from Gronwald. Swinging, hits one deep down the left field line. That'll go foul. Swenson giving chase, and Swenson can't make the catch. As will be 2-2. If Swenson makes that catch, runners were looking to tag. Swenson was trying to get that out. Guy from the football field for Kindred that'll be sorely missed as he heads off to NDSU. Coming up here in the fall, studying little egg business upcoming. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Hit down the left field line. That'll be foul. Look out. As the Kindred faithful down the left field line have to scamper out of the way. And we'll keep it at 2-2 strikes. Gronwald in a battle right now with Rainsbury. 2-2 going to be blocked there by Hess, as now it's 3-2. Full count on the way here to Rainsbury. Nowhere to put him. As Gronwald trying to avoid a third free pass here in the inning. The payoff pitch hit on the ground, and this will go foul yet again. Olsen stands at third. Mason Palmer at second. Then Weberg over at first. Some good wheels and speed here for the Storm. 3-2 fouled. And we'll keep it again at 3-2 strikes. Overcast kind of a day. Humidity is definitely in full force, but not too bad when it comes to the actual temperature, just above 70 degrees. As we'll have the 3-2 yet again. That'll be a walk, doesn't miss by much. Run comes in. Rainsbury will get the run driven in. Olsen comes in to score from third base. Mason Palmer goes to third, back to second, and Rainsbury will get aboard for his second time, and Devils Lake takes a 5-2 lead. Now it's to Hunter Remick, already with an RBI single here in inning number 1. Batter number 5 here of the inning for Devils Lake, and Remick gave it a good swing. It's 0-1. Six walks combined so far between Boloski and Grunwald here against Devils Lake batters. 0-1 pitch going to be hit on the ground. Boloski gets one there at second. The relay in time for the twin killing. Mason Palmer comes in to score. You have Weberg to third. Rainsbury recorded at second. And Hunter Remick on the 6-4-3 double play will be retired. And there's 2 down. Both teams will take it. It's 2 down if you're Kindred in the inning, but if you're Devils Lake, you do extend that lead now to 4. On a run driven in on the double play, as this will be called a strike. It's 0-1 to Easton Kraft, and a badly needed twin killing at that here for Tyler Grunwald on the mound. Kraft with a single his last time up in inning number 1. The 0-1 pitch that'll work inside for a ball. It's 1-1. 2 runs across so far here for Devils Lake. 1-1. Breaking ball in the turf. It's now 2-1. Turf here at Valley Process Technologies Field. Up and down the third and first base line from fair to foul territory as well. A 2-1 pitch from Grunwald. Hit on the ground. This one will be in the hole. Boloski is there. Makes the throw. One hops, and this one gets by Urban at first base. As getting back to touch first base here will be Erdman. That'll be a error on the play. If that is a throw by to Erdman, the runner's more than likely out, but an E6 will allow the runner to come in to score. As now it's a 7-2 ball game. Runner takes his leave off of first base. And the pitch. Popped up in the air. This one goes to left fielders. Swenson and Belaski, the shortstop, will come out in front of Kylan to retire the side. There was 3 runs across here in the inning. On no hits. There were 2 errors and there was 1 runner left on base. On our Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard after 2, Devils Lake leads it by 5.
Keep your job site stocked with reliable service from Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters. Our team specializes in everything concrete. That means hand tools and equipment, rebar of all shapes and sizes, concrete forming packages and ICFs, decorative concrete materials like color, stain, sealers, and coatings. And let's not forget our impressive fleet of winter construction equipment to keep the concrete flowing all year round. If you've got concrete questions, we've got concrete answers at Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
As we make our way to the top third here on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, Devils Lake 7-2 now in front of Kindred. And if you're Kindred, it's not a gotta have it situation, but it almost feels like it in a game like this where 7 runs have came across so far for the Storm, where gotta find a way to get another run here this inning, put a 0 on the board in the bottom half of the frame with how the Storm are swinging the stick currently here today. Brady Baumgarten coming up to the plate, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. This will be appealed. As they'll say, he did go through the zone. It's now going to be 0-2. For Kindred, most runs scored here at State. They put 10 runs up on the board against Minot. They were shut out against Castleton, then scored 8 runs against the Bismarck Senators. There's a swing and a miss. And Heilman gets the strikeout, his 3rd, the 2nd of Baumgarten. And there's 1 down here in the top of 3. Goes to Jeremy Knight. Knight with a single and a run scored. Was back in inning number 1. That was the lefty. Try to see if he can put another one up the middle. Takes a good rip at that one. It's 0-1. Heilman on the mound, back behind the plate. Remick at first, with Kraft over at third. A pair of Palmers up the middle with Mason and Max. Mason at short. The 0-1's going to be hit up the middle. That goes to Max. Max is there. 1 hops, and this goes underneath the glove of Remick. So on the air, able to allow Knight to reach base. Here for Kindred and see if they can take advantage of it. Low throw there by Max Palmer. Remick unable to make the play then at first. So E4, Stanley Belaski with a walk and a run scored. Now the shortstop here for Kindred, as will Heilman from the stretch. I'll miss for a ball. It's 1-0. Kindred so far in this state tournament able to have 13 stolen bases. 1-0, that's going to miss. It's now 2-0. 0 against Castleton. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Runner's going to go. It's a hit and run opportunity. This is hit down the right field line, but with the wind, that'll also chase it foul. It's 2-1. As Belaski will reset over at first base. Brodina, the right fielder, with Olsen up the middle and Rainsbury here in left. About 325 down the line in left. A little over, close to about 350 in center, then just a skosh above 300 in the short porch and right. Heilman sees us out of the zone. It's now 3-1. Kylan Swenson, the next batter due up here for Kindred. Kindred put 2 runs up in the first, Devils Lake with 4 in the first and 3 in the second. Runner breaks for second base, and this will be a walk, and would have been interference, but it's a 4-pitch walk regardless. As now a runner will be in scoring position with Knight, able to see Boloski over at first base. Now it goes to Kylan Swenson as well. Swenson with a pop-out his last time up to the pitcher. This would be hit in the air. That'll go down the right field side to Brodina. Brodina giving chase, and he makes a sliding catch. They get the out there. He comes up, fires, throws to third. So Knight gets to third base here. Boloski stays put at first. Swenson will be retired. Nice sliding play by Brodina in right field, and there's 2 down. Now it goes to Graham Hess, a single his last time up. As they take a look, and they're going to appeal. They're going to say, nope, he is safe at second. So the Storm wanted to appeal with their trio of head coaches, led by Jeff Carpenter, to see if the runner left early there from Jeremy Knight at second base. Nice play again by Brodina, hustling, sliding, coming down to a knee and making the catch. 2 down. Runners stay put. This will be called a strike. It's 0-1. 6 batters in the first inning, a 3 up, 3 down second. Batter number 5 here in inning number 3 here for Kindred. Here's the 0-1. A work outside for a ball. It's 1-1 for the Storm. Bottom half of the inning. It'll be 9, 1, and 2 batters due up with Ben Brodina to lead things off. The 1-1. As Graham Hess gave it a good swing, it's now 1-2. Elevated fastball. Runner at first is Boloski. He's in a break for second. This will be hit in the air. That'll go to Brodina. Brodina slips on the turf, and that's going to get by him. 1 run comes in. Off on the pitch was Boloski. He's easily going to come in. Graham Hess is going to charge for third base, and he will be in there with a stand-up triple. A 2 RBI-er at that, and Kindred cuts that deficit down to 3. Unfortunate for Brodina as he came in, and then all of a sudden as he tried to put the brakes on, just spun the wheels and unable to get back up quick enough, as we'll have a quick meeting on the mound here with Jeff Carpenter. So Graham Hess will get his second base hit of the contest, an RBI variety at that. Jeremy Knight will come in to score. Boloski was off on the pitch. He will come in to score. Unfortunate if you're Will Heilman. Made a quality pitch there. Just Brodina again spun the wheels over in right. So now it's next batter up here for Kindred. As coming up to the plate will be Tyler Grunwald. We'll see his first appearance here at the plate this afternoon. But regardless, for Kindred, able to cut into that deficit, as we alluded to it, almost had that must-have-to feeling. You didn't want to get chased anymore, or you wanted to be down a little bit farther in the game. Here's the pitch. As this will miss for a ball, it's now 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes with 2 down here. Top of inning number 3. The 1-0 pitch hit on the ground. This one will go to the second baseman, Max Palmer. Palmer with a nice flip over to Remick to retire the side. 4-3 on the putout, but there was 2 runs on 1 hit, an error, and 1 runner left. We have played 2.5 today here on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Got a new score. It's Devils Lake 7, Kindred 4.
Take your softball or baseball skills to the next level with personalized instruction from the professional staff at the Ball Yard. Their mission is to provide area players, young and old, the opportunity to improve their skills in a professional level facility and to provide a high level of instruction to youth players to help them achieve their goals at the Ball Yard. Come and visit the one place in the Fargo-Moorhead area where it's always summer. For more information, go online to fmballyard.com. That's fmballyard.com.
For any accounting needs you may have, Todd R. World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com.
Update for you in Park River, 4.5 complete. Thompson 2, Lemoore 1. Heading to the bottom of the fifth inning in that winner's bracket 2-0 matchup up in Park River at the State B. Again, Thompson leads by a run 2-1 up in Park River. That's an in-game update brought to you in part by Castleton Lumber. Find the quality lumber materials you need at Castleton Lumber for your next project, for your man shed, or something you just need quickly fixed done for the other half at home. Call 701-347-4471. That's 701-347-4471. This is over for a strike to Ben Brodina. Back-to-back innings that Devils Lake has earned a leadoff batter that has been aboard. Max Palmer with a single, Olsen with a walk, and they both came in to score on top of that. The 0-1 pitch is missed for a ball. It's 1-1. Ben Brodina with a 4-pitch walk his last time up that he saw Grunwald. As Grunwald seeing his second time through the lineup. The 1-1 pitch, I'll miss low. It's 2-1. If you're just joining us, you've missed a good chunk so far. 11 runs, 8 hits, couple errors combined for both of these two teams. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Hit on the ground, that'll be fair, just past the third base, and diving McDonald, rounding first, on his way to second is Brodina, but Swenson quickly gets down the line. It's a leadoff single here for the Storm, and yet again they get a runner on to begin an inning. As we'll see this here now to Max Palmer. Palmer 0 for... make that 1 of 2 so far today with a single, a stolen base, and a run scored. As the Storm has Palmer hit one in the air that goes to center. Baumgartner dives. Does he make the catch? He does. Oh, what a play by Baumgartner in center field. Where's the Superman cape? One down. As you see, a really good play by Brady, able to make a diving attempt in center field, robbing a base hit of Max Palmer, and there's one down. Now it goes to Olsen. Runners in a break for second. This one goes to the second baseman. They get the tag. The throw. Is there a twin killing? It is. Really nice play as Trom was able to make the tag as the runner was breaking in Ben Brodina to second base. And then Trom made the throw over to Ehrman, who stood on first, and Olsen is retired on the 4-3 double play. There were no runs on a hit, no errors, and no runners left. We played 3 today on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. It's Devils Lake 7, Kindred 4 as we head to the 5th.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Tick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Still to come here later from Castleton, we will get to Game 2 today between the Castleton Haymakers and the Jets of Fargo. That'll be upcoming. The Jets in a win-or-go-home situation. The Haymakers, they know they're going to play in the championship. It's just a matter, will they have a game in hand where they have to be beaten twice, or if they fall to the Jets, then there'll just be one championship game tomorrow instead of the proverbial where you got to beat someone twice. But from the Haymakers' point of view, they know they're playing tomorrow, win or lose. Everybody else you need to win to get to Monday afternoon. Getty, McDonald, and Trom. Here's the 0-1 from Heilman. I'll make it 0-2. Getty with the ground out his last time up. That was to the third baseman Kraft on the end of the bat to start things off in inning number 2 here for Kindred. This will be in the turf. It's now 1-2. So if you win this game, you get a chance to play at noon tomorrow. And then from there, it's just a matter of, is that the championship or is it the quote-unquote semifinal round matchup to get you into the championship? It'd be the semifinal if the Jets win. And then you'd have to win that game, and then you got to win against Castleton. For either two of these teams, you got to win 3 straight starting today to win a state championship. The 1-2, Getty swung on and missed outside. Heilman gets a strikeout, his 4th, and he's got 1 in every inning, 1 down. Jack McDonald 0 for 2 with a strikeout looking back in inning number 2. Game that's nearing the 1 hour mark here today in Castleton. As Heilman rocks and throws. Hit in the air. This one will be down for a base hit. Jack McDonald gets a single. Able to get his first hit of the contest, and Kindred with a runner aboard here in the 4th inning. They've been able to get a runner on now in every inning outside of the second, where Heilman had a 3-up, 3-down inning number 2. Now it goes to Andy Trom. Trom with a fly out his last time up to Ben Rodina. A second baseman, then back to the top of the lineup here to Brady Baumgarten for Kindred. For the Storm, Beck behind the plate. You see Remick holding on the runner in McDonald over at first. There's the pick play. Able to get back with the right hand there was Jack. As Trom will go up against Heilman for his second at bat. Runners in a break for second. McDonald slides in. He is safe. Again, scoring position here for Kindred. I've seen Devils Lake take advantage of the stolen base. Can Kindred do so here now with a runner at second? 1-0 count up coming to Trom. That'll work for a ball. It's 2-0. There's the 2-0 offering on the way. And Simon takes a long look back at the runner at second. This will be hit on the ground. Palmer will field it, go to first in time for the outs. So McDonald goes to third base. Andy Trom is retired on a nice fielding play by Mason Palmer, and there's 2 down. As you see it now with Brady Baumgarten. 0 for 2 today with a pair of strikeouts, both swinging. For the Storm, it'll be the heart of the lineup. 3, 4, and 5 batters due up in the bottom of the 4th with Mason Palmer. As this will be called a strike on the pitch by Heilman on the outer part of the plate. It's 0-1. Question becomes, for those working the tournament and volunteering, is it 2 more games remaining or possibly 3 after this one gets done? As this is jammed, Kraft is there, throws a low hopper that's off the glove of the first baseman, and Kindred will plate a run. It's 7-5. So another error by Devils Lake, and this one also haunts. The throw would have beat the runner, but Brady Baumgarten able to reach base here. As Kindred now has cut that deficit down to 2. Remick just had it go off the glove. And now Kindred brings a tying run to the plate, and Jeremy Knight. As Knight will take a ball. It's going to be 1-0. Well, sometimes you need a fortuitous bounce or 2 in a game of sport. And Kindred's got the last couple of them here after the second inning. This will be hit up the line foul. It's 1-1. Pulaski due up next. Knight so far with 2 runs across here today. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Foul back to the backstop. It's 1-2. For the 5 runs here for Kindred from the number 2 and 3 batters in the lineup from both Jeremy and Stanley here for Coach Josh Almers. The 1-2 pitch. I'll work outside. It's 2-2. Talking with Josh, I asked him one time, is it Almers or Almaris? And he goes, well, it depends on if you're from New Rockford or not. Because you got some family from New Rockford, and it's definitely Almers. Here's a 2-2. Strike 3 looking, and Knight is retired. But Kindred does play to run across here on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. There was 1 run on 1 hit, an error, and a runner left on base. We played 4 and 3.5 today. It's Devils Lake 7, Kindred 5.
From Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. How did your planting season go this year? Are you looking to make improvements for next year instead of breaking the bank on a whole new planter? Get the best price of the year on upgrades for your planter from Agassiz Precision Ag this summer. Get $50 back per row per product for some of our best-selling solutions. Make the precision decision for your planter this summer. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or visit planterdoc.com for more information.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career, doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
Been a little bit of a back-and-forth game here on our Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Kindred took the first 2 runs of the game in the first. Devils Lake answer with a 4 spot in the bottom half. Then Devils Lake put 3 runs across in the second to make it a 7-2 game. And the last 3 runs now have been scored by Kindred to make it a 7-5 contest here in our first of 2 games from Castleton. Chase Miller with you from Valley Process Technologies Field, where look up, overcast kind of a day, wind still whipping from the south, just over 70 degrees here in this one. Mason Palmer due up, breaking ball on the way for Grunwald is a strike at 0-1. Tyler with 41 pitches since coming in relief, while Will Heilman's got 64 through 4 innings of work for the Storm. The 0-1 pitch, another breaking ball that'll miss. It's 1-1. So far for Mason, he's scored twice today. It's been this part of the lineup that has given Kindred some fits in terms of runners getting aboard and coming on in. As this will work inside, it's now 2-1. Here's the 2-1 offering. Good spot to make it 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes to number 3 batter here in Palmer. 2-2 foul tipped. Two by Gronwald again. This will be a high chopper to the third baseman. It's going to be a fair ball. Fires across. That's going to be a infield single, but it's foul. McDowell wanted to throw, show off that gun a little bit on that one. I was trying to convert and make the play regardless. It's about as close as it gets down the line of a fair foul situation. And we'll continue here with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Here's the pitch. I'll miss for a ball. That'll make the count full here at 3-2. The pitch is going to be hit in the air. That's to the left fielder. Swenson, does he make the catch? Yes, sir. Oh, he snow-coned one and got the cherry on top. Swenson with a diving play in left. As Brady Baumgarten has robbed a base hit in the third, and now Swenson in left robs a base hit here in the fourth, and for the first time in an inning, Devils Lake is unable to get their leadoff runner aboard. What a play by Swenson. Gronwald will see this as it misses for a ball. It's 1-0. as this one works also for ball number 2. Here's the 3-0 pitch on the way to Beck, who's reached base twice with a double and a hit-by pitch. I'll work for a ball. I'll give him 3 times that he's reached base. We'll see if we get Weberg. We do for the courtesy runner over at first. As Weberg will come up here. Here's the pitch. This one will be called a strike. It's 0-1. Rainsbury so far has reached base twice as well. Has a run driven in with a hit-by pitch. And he's also got a walk as well. Weberg stays put. The 0-1 hit on the ground. This one goes to Boloski. They get 1, a chance for 2 in time for the double play. The second double play here for Kindred in the field in this one. 6-4-3, and Devils Lake is retired in inning number 4. We played 4 today. It's Devils Lake up by 2.
At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Here on YourLiveEvent.com, top of the 6th inning in Park River. It's a 2-1 contest. As Thompson still has a lead over Lemoore, and we have an injured player, looks like, as well. So there is a current break in the action up in Park River right now. 2-1 Lemoore over Park River, top of the 6th inning. But here in the top of the 5th, it's Boloski, Swenson, and Hess due up here. 3, 4, and 5 hitters. As we'll have a new change. It looks like Rainsbury is going to potentially come out. Number 24 just came out of from left field. That's Kraft. So Kraft, the catcher, the third baseman, will make the change. That's number 7. So 7. So Ben Larson will come on. Here and play into the game, but then they also have number 1. So Max Palmer is going to go over to third. And then Ben Larson into the contest, and with no numbers in the front of the jersey makes it a little bit tougher to see, but let's say that he will go to second base. As now we'll have the defensive changes again for Devils Lake. We'll get to those one more time around the lineup as Boloski has reached base twice on a walk. First pitch swing, it's 0-1 with 2 runs scored. So Max Palmer again goes to third. You have Mason Palmer at shortstop. Larson stands at second with Remick at first and Beck behind the plate in the infield. Outfield still the same as what it was. Here's the 0-1. Will be called a strike. It's 0-2. Rainsbury in left field, Olsen in center, and Brodina in right. As Heilman has the 0-2. Hit in the air, that'll go foul. And we'll keep it at no balls and 2 strikes. for Kindred right now. Able to put a run across in the fourth, 2 in the third, and 1 and 2 in inning number 1, as well as this one goes off the glove of Heilman. Get the new runner and the new defensive changes into the game, and it goes right to you as Larson makes a play there, so it'll go 1-4-3, and Stanley Belowski is retired. 1 down here in the 5th. Now it goes to Kylan Swenson. Swenson was last robbed of a hit by Brodina in right field in inning number 3, where he made a sliding catch in right. Swenson just made a sliding catch in left in the last half inning defensively for Kindred. It's going to be 0-1. Swenson 0 for 2 today with a pop out his first time up. The 0-1 pitch from Heilman. This will be foul back. It's 0-2. As Heilman will be having pitch number 70 upcoming. You got 105 daily max again. Here's the 0-2. Up out of the zone now, 1-2. Still one more game to be had, and it's been a lot of really good baseball games here the last couple of days in Castleton at the State A. The 1-2 pitch hit on a line through the infield for a base hit. Swenson is aboard, and he's got some wheels. Tying run comes up to the plate in Graham Hess. Graham Hess with a single, a triple, 2 RBIs last time, hit one to right, and that's when Brodina lost his footing in right field, so it eventually ended up being a 2 RBI triple for Graham as that rolled all the way to the wall. Swenson being held on by the first baseman, Remick. He's going to stay put. This one, fastball outer part for a strike. It's 0-1. And from there, Gronwald due up next here for Kindred. As this will end up going to first baseman. No balls and 1 strike to pitch. This will be swing and a miss. It's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes on the way. Runner still stands at first. As Heilman right now trying to get the punch out. This would be hit foul, and we'll keep it at 0-2. So Kylan Swenson, we've seen Coach Josh Almers at times, even in you would call it a pitcher scout, move a runner just to put him in play and see if he can avoid getting out of the double play. So when you do have some fellas that have speed, it makes it maybe a little bit easier of a decision to do so, as Heilman will step off. We have time. Kindred down by 2, top of the 5th, in an elimination contest here at the State A Legion Baseball Tournament. The 0-2. This will work outside now, 1-2. In this one alone, it's game number 12. We'll have game number 13 upcoming. 14 and 15 eventually tomorrow as the pick play. Getting back is going to be Swenson, as he quickly comes back and takes his lead. 1-2 to Hess. Popped him in the air. This one giving chase is going to be the second baseman and the right fielder as they both collide. Larson and Brodina collide down the line, and Larson right now is down. He might have got a little bit more of the brunt or possibly the elbow of Brodina. As currently here for the Storm, Ben Larson and Brodina with a colliding play as they go out to take a look. Here with everybody involved, making sure they're okay. You can't fault the hustle, as both of them might have got a little bit nicked up as they're currently looking at each other, and that's Larson that's up, and Brodina's actually the one that currently is down. So Brodina's the one that's currently down right now, holding his head as he comes up, and both of them look to be all right. And you can't fault the hustle, just no one gave way, so to speak, to say that I got it, as they were both chasing after it down the line, and the wing continues to take it away. The ball was pretty much right smack dab in the middle of both of them If one would have given way, maybe you could have made the play, but it would have been tough for anybody regardless. But it allows us to reset here, and for Graham Hess, he's still alive at a 1-ball, 2-strike count as both Larson and Brodina are back to their respective spots at second and in right field. 1-2 foul back, and we'll keep it at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gronwald due up next, followed by Carson Getty. Here's the pitch. Blocked in the turf. Nicely done by Beck behind home plate to slide with that one as a catcher. Not allow it to get by him, and we'll keep the 2-2 upcoming. Two, strike 3 looking. Heilman gets the strikeout, his 6th. And there's 2 down here in inning number 5, and Heilman with a little emotion after the punch out number 2. As Kindred sends Grunwald now to the plate. As you'll see the runner take his leave off of first here with Swenson. He'll stay put. That one misses low to Grunwald. 0 for 1 today here for Grunwald with a ground out his last time up in the 3rd. Now the opposing pitcher here for Kindred going up against his counterpart in Heilman. Heilman trying to get Swenson to stay a little bit closer to first base as he takes his leave. 1 ball, no strikes, with 2 down here in the 5th. Swenson stays put, the 1-0. Makes it now 1-1. For the Storm in inning number 5, it'll be Remick, Kraft, and Sundin due up. So 6, 7, and 8 batters for Devils Lake upcoming in inning number 5. Runners on a break to second base. Swenson is in there as that tails a little bit of way there from Larson. So Kylan gets in a scoring position. As we'll see it now, 2-1. There's the 2-1 pitch. This would be foul. It's now 2-2. So runner at second base is Swenson. Heilman looking for his 7th strikeout and back-to-back to get out of the inning here in the 5th for the Storm. As he will step off. And take a look back at Kylan. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way to Grunwald. That'll run in at the hands. It's 3-2. First 3-ball count here for Heilman since the 3rd, and just the 3rd of the contest for Heilman here today. Payoff pitch hit on the ground. This one will go to Mason Palmer. Palmer fires across the diamond in time for the out. 6-3. There were no runs on a hit, no errors, and a runner left on base. We played 4.5 on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Kindred down by 2 with Devils Lake coming to the plate.
Our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
Bottom of the 5th inning here in Castleton as we are broadcasting from the Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency broadcast booth. Devils Lake 7, Kindred 5 here, as so far for Will Heilman, 86 pitches of work, 5 innings. He has given up 5 hits here in this contest with 5 runs against as well, 2 walks and 6 strikeouts here in this one. For Devils Lake, looking to put a run on the board for the first time since inning number 2 after they led 7-2, as they will have Hunter Remick, Easton Kraft, and Landon Sundin. Again, broadcasting today from the Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency broadcast booth. Go to kindredstatebank.com. Also work outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Tyler Grunwald pretty much has thrown nearly every out except for one after coming in for Stanley Belaski, as he is thrown 3 2/3 so far. As this called the strike at 1-1 here to Remick. Remick last time up, hit into a double play in the second. The 1-1 pitch, no miss. It's now 2-1. Pair of double plays, a couple of diving catches by Baumgarten and Swenson that have robbed the Storm here a little bit against Grunwald. As this will go back to the backstop, it's 2-2. 10 batters to play in the first inning for the Storm. Then they had 7 in inning number 2. You had 3 in the third, thanks in part to a double play, and 3 in the fourth, thanks in part to a double play. As we'll see this out of the zone. 3 balls, 2 strikes on the way here to Remick. And Storm looking to get a leadoff base runner on for the 4th time here today. Strike 3 looking, and Tyler Grunwald gets the first strikeout of the game for a Kindred pitcher. 1 down here in the 5th. As now Larson will hit in the spot that was originally with Easton Kraft, as Kraft reached base twice on a single and an error, so the first time that we will see Larson here at the plate going up against Grunwald. So you will see this one miss for a ball. It's 1-0. Next game get underway just over an hour from now for the scheduled time at 5:30 between the Jets and the Haymakers. 1-0 pitch. Called the strike. It's 1-1. And Landon Sundin, the DH, due up next for the Storm. 1-1 by Grunwald. Work outside for a ball. 2-1. It's Devils Lake, 7 runs so far. If they've committed a handful of errors here in this one, as multiplying into some Kindred runs. This one's going to be called a strike. It's 2-2. However, the Storm still up by 2. After falling behind 2-0 in the first inning, they scored 7 straight runs between the first and the second. As making a slip on the mound, there is Grunwald as on his follow through. It's 3-2. If there is some rain on this turf, it does make it a little slick, as we have overcast skies. Haven't really seen too much of the umbrellas out there for the fans in attendance. And there is another strikeout here for Grunwald. His 2nd down. A little bit different today from maybe in previous has been more of the hoodies. Maybe you bring a jacket or two, just has a little bit more of a fall chill in the air. So 2 down as it goes to Sundin, who was 0 for 1 with the sacrifice fly back in inning number 1. As this will miss for a ball. It's 1-0. Bottom third of the lineup due up for Kindred in the 6th with Carson Getty to lead things off. 7, 8, and 9 batters. Here's the 1-0. I'll work out of the plate now. 2-0. So Twins hung on for a victory today over the Cleveland Guardians. 2-0 pitch going to be hit on the ground. That'll be backhanded by the third baseman, McDonald across. Good scoop by Erdman at first. 5-3 on the putout. 2 down. Now goes to 3 as it's a 3-up, 3 down 5th. We played 5 on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Devils Lake leads it by 2.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered. servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Top of the sixth inning here on your liveevent.com as Kindred going to bring a new batter up to the plate here in the sixth inning. We've seen already have some home run power in Fisher Johnson. Johnson with one hit here at the state tournament was an extra base hit, a home run variety. He's one of 7 for a 3-run score with 3 runs driven in, 2 walks and a strikeout. Lefty coming up here for Kindred. As we see this here with Johnson. Johnson trying to get something brewing here. Bottom third of the lineup so far against Heilman, combined 1 of 6 here today with a single by McDonald his last time up in the 4th. As will be called a strike, it's 0-1. 0-1 pitch upcoming from Heilman here. Big swing now, 0-2. Kindred 6 batters in the first, 3 in the second, 6 in the third, 5 in the fourth, and 4 in inning number 5. 0-2 pitch fouled off, and we'll keep it here at 0-2. As it stands right now, Kindred's down to their final 6 outs here at the state tournament as the Storm have a 2-run lead. 0-2, that'll miss. Now 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That'll work outside. Now 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Johnson. Pitch number 6 of the at-bat coming to Fisher. I'll work inside for a ball. Heilman took a step towards first, waiting for the strike 3 ring up. Heilman now over 90 pitches and counting. Here's the 3-2. Strike 3. Johnson is retired. Heilman gets his 7th strikeout, and there's 1 down here in the 6th. As McDonald comes up, Heilman's just got over about 10 pitches to work with before his day is done. McDonald, first pitch, swinging, hits one down the left field line. That'll be in. Big turnaround, McDonald. He's going to second. Here's the relay. McDonald now is going to be out. As Rainsbury throws him out as McDonald was going to first. As he took the turnaround first base, and he thought that he can make his way to second. And all of a sudden now, Kindred trying to avoid to run themselves out of an inning. Rainsbury gives it to Larson. So that'll go 7-4, and you just wonder maybe if rounding first base, he heard, hey, go for 2. Trying to get into scoring position, and there's 2 down. As this one will miss for a ball, it's 1-0. So McDonald going to be retired 7-4 on the putout. As you'll see this at 1-0. Call the strike, it's 1-1. It's Trom trying to get his first base hit of the contest. This will be popped up. Now at 1-2. As for Devil's Lake, Heilman looking for his first time up. That he's had 3 batters up, and he found a way to get 3 outs in a row since the second. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Heilman gets the strikeout. That's his 8th of the contest. As we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, Devil's Lake leads it by 2.
Keep your job site stocked with reliable service from Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters. Our team specializes in everything concrete. That means hand tools and equipment, rebar of all shapes and sizes, concrete forming packages and ICFs, decorative concrete materials like color, stain, sealers, and coatings. And let's not forget our impressive fleet of winter construction equipment to keep the concrete flowing all year round. If you've got concrete questions, we've got concrete answers at Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
So the hit by McDonald goes awry again after Rainsbury threw a bullet there to Larson, got there quick, and then threw it to Larson at second base, so applying the tag on McDonald. Also what that did, it created an out, which means Will Heilman now at 98 pitches has a chance to have a complete game potentially when he comes in the seventh, or get 1-2 batters up depending on the situation. But first things first, it will still be a 2-run contest as it's the 9, 1, and 2 batters due up as this is roped to McDonald. Ben Brodina, one pitch, is retired on a line drive, and there's one down. It goes to Max Palmer. Palmer 1 of 3 with a single and a run scored. A stolen base back in inning number 1. I mean, interesting one to see who our player of the game is going to be, as this will be missing for a ball at 1-0. Taking a look at Travis Beck has had himself a nice performance here with a run driven in. Weberg has came and scored 2 runs for him on a courtesy variety, the 1-0 pitch. This will be called a strike. It's 1-1. Obviously, Heilman's pitched really well, 6 innings. Couple errors behind him. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way. I'll miss for a ball. It's going to be 1-2, a 2-1, excuse me. As we'll see, the 2-1 offering, I'll make it 3-1. And we've seen comebacks so far here in the tournament. Yesterday, saw plenty of them with the Jets and Valley City going 11. Castleton, obviously, against Devils Lake, as well as this one misses for a walk. Max Palmer looking on board for his second time of the game. And the Storm get a runner on here in inning number 6. 8th walk of the contest here for the Kindred pitching staff. Now it goes to Faustin Olsen. Olsen has drawn 2 of the walks with a run scored, and into a double play his last time up to end inning number 3. This will be a high chopper. Third baseman comes in, fires, not going to be in time. An infield single here for Olsen. Palmer gets to second, and there's runners at first and second base. McDonald gave it a good glove attempt, and by the time he tried to exchange it, just had a little bit of a hitch in the throw. That allowed Olsen to reach base at first. So now it goes to Mason Palmer. Palmer with 2 runs scored so far here today for the Storm. Breaking ball in for a strike. It's 0-1. Palmer has reached base twice. Got robbed of a base hit by Swenson his last time up in the 4th inning on a fly ball down the line and left, and Swenson able to come in and make the catch. Here's the 0-1. That'll work for a ball. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. For Kindred in the 7th, it'll be the top of the lineup due up. 1, 2, and 3 batters. Here's the 1-1 on the way. Popped up. This one will go to the center fielder, Baumgarten. Baumgarten will make the catch. And there's 2 down. Now it goes to Beck. Beck with a run driven in. Chance to get his 2nd run driven in of the contest. He's reached base all 3 times. A walk, a hit by pitch, and a double so far here today for Beck. And then Weberg has came on twice for him and also scored on the courtesy runner variety. As this will miss for a ball, it's 1-0. Reminder, make sure you stay tuned to our post-game show brought to you in part by Castleton Lumber. Take a look at the final box score in this one. Get to our play of the contest, hear from a member of the winning team, that and more. 1-0 pitch in there for a strike. It's 1-1, so make sure you stay tuned to our post-game show coming up here, brought to you in part by Castleton Lumber. Then just about an hour from now, we'll get to the Haymakers and the Jets. Palmer at second, Olsen at first. This is hitting the air to left. Swenson has enough time to come in and track it to retire this side. There were no runs on a hit, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We played 6 today here on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Devils Lake 7, Kindred 5, down to their final 3 outs when we return here in Castleton.
Your softball or baseball skills to the next level with personalized instruction from the professional staff at the Ball Yard. Their mission is to provide area players, young and old, the opportunity to improve their skills in a professional level facility and to provide a high level of instruction to youth players to help them achieve their goals at the Ball Yard. Come and visit the one place in the Fargo-Moorhead area where it's always summer. For more information, go online to fmballyard.com. That's fmballyard.com.
For any accounting needs you may have, Todd R. World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the 3-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
As we come back here on yourliveevent.com, Max Palmer at third base, Mason Palmer at shortstop, Larson still at second, Remick at first, and Beck behind the plate. But a new pitcher now coming into the game will be Tripke here for Devils Lake. Heilman will go from the mound to left field, and Rainsbury will go from left to right. Olsen in center. So 3 defensive changes here on that move. Heilman, 6 innings of work, 6 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts. As this will miss for a ball, it's going to be 1-0. Baumgarten here 0 for 3. Then you got Knight and Boloski due up after that. The 1-0 pitch hit on the ground. A number underneath the glove of Tripke. This will be a tough play. It's a single here for Brady. Kindred needed to get a runner aboard at least here in the inning. They do so right off the bat, literally, here in the 7th. Right when it went off the bat, you said that's going to be trouble if it gets by the pitcher. So an infield and C&I single. Now brings up lefty here with Knight. Knight takes a good swing at it. It's 0-1. First time that we've seen Tripke on the mound. This will be the 7th different pitcher used by the Storm so far here in the tournament. Here's the 0-1. Make it 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Tripke against Knight. 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 looking, and Knight is retired. 1 down here in the 7th. As Boloski comes up, 2 walks with 2 runs scored. 0 for 1. As Boloski hit one off the pitcher at the time, Heilman to the second baseman on a 1-4-3 putout. as Tripke works ahead. As Swenson due up next here for Kindred, but Kindred down to their final 2 outs here of the season. The 0-1 pitch is lined. They get one there, a chance for a twin killing in time, and the Firebirds are moving on. Larson to Remick on the twin killing, the 4-3 double play, and a Storm are advancing here in the state tournament. And a game that finishes at 4:39 here today. That goes 1 hour and 43 minutes. Devils Lake 7-5 in a game that goes 1 hour and 43 minutes yet again here in this one. Tripke picks up the save. Heilman picks up the win. You have Bolowski picking up the loss here in this one. That goes 1 hour and 43. For Kindred, they will fall to 19-16 on the season. Devils Lake improves to 30-10. Coming up, we'll get to our post-game show brought to you in part by Castleton Lumber. We'll hear from a member of the victorious team. That and more still to come on your LiveVent.com.
From Legacy Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. How did your planting season go this year? Are you looking to make improvements for next year instead of breaking the bank on a whole new planter? Get the best price of the year on upgrades for your planter from Legacy Precision Ag this summer. Get $50 back per row per product for some of our best-selling solutions. Make the precision decision for your planter this summer. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or visit planterdoc.com for more information.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
As we come back on our Castleton Lumber post-game show, your final, again, Devils Lake 7 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors with 4 runners left. Kindred 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, and 6 runners left on base. Well, Heilman picks up the win, 6 innings of work, 6 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts. And Tripke gives up a single, a strikeout by Knight, then a line drive off the bat of Bolowski that goes to Larson. Larson then was able to get the double play and pick off Baumgarten at first base as well. It's now time to get to our play of the contest, brought to you in part by Agassi Feature Precision Ag, and it was the 4 runs in the first inning for the Devils Lake Firebirds. They took the lead and they never relinquished it, able to make some really good contact on the way. They chased Stanley Bolowski out of the game as he goes just a third of an inning, 4 runs, 4 hits, and they left the bases loaded in the first. But Devils Lake just had the hit parade. They got on base with a walk, able to have a sacrifice fly. Quality bats there for the Storm in inning number 1. And then as well, some good defensive plays by both teams. I mean, Baumgarten, you had Swenson for Kindred robbing base hits in the outfield. The same for Brodina for Devils Lake here on the turf. And then that double play that sends him in to one of at least 3 teams, if not 2 teams remaining pending the outcome of our next game with the Jets and Castleton, but some really good defensive plays behind both pitchers here today. Those are our Agassi Feature Precision Ag plays of the contest. Your local precision planting dealer, Agassi Precision Ag in Hillsboro. Call 701-436-2119. That's 436-2119, or visit planterdoc.com. That's planterdoc.com. We'll take a quick break. When we come back after this on our Castleton Lumber post-game show, we'll take a look at the final numbers, that and more. We'll hear from a victorious member of the winning team.
At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
As we continue on our Castleton Lumber postgame show, let's take a look at the final numbers here. For Max Palmer, he was able to reach base twice with a single, a walk, and a run scored. He would go 1 of 3. Faustin Olson goes 1 of 2 at the plate with 2 walks, a single, and a run scored. Mason Palmer does score 2 runs. He went 0 for 4 at the plate, but reached base on a fielder's choice and on an error. Trayson Beck in this one with a RBI double. He was able to get a base hit. He reaches base 3 times, goes 1 of 2, and then courtesy runner and Weberg able to come in and score 2 runs for him. Brody Rainsbury in this contest goes 0 for 1 at the plate, but drives in a run with a bases loaded walk, was hit by a pitch, and does score a run as well. Hunter Remick in this game, a single with a run scored and a run driven in, goes 1 of 3 at the plate. Easton Kraft goes 1 of 2, and then Larson goes 0 of 1 in his spot in the 5th inning. Sundin with a sacrifice fly in the first goes 0 for 2. Then Ben Brodina in the game goes 1 of 2 with a single and a walk here today. For Brady Baumgarten and the Kindred Vikings, they would go 1 of 4 at the plate. Jeremy Knight with a single. He gets 2 runs scored. Would go 1 of 4 at the plate as well. Stanley Belaski goes 0 for 2 with 2 walks and 2 runs scored. Swenson 1 of 3 today with a stolen base. Graham Hess with a 2 RBI triple. He would go 2 of 3 at the plate. Iverson goes 0 for 1. Gronwald goes 0 for 2. Carson Getty goes 0 for 3. Jack McDonald goes 2 for 3 today with a stolen base, a run scored. And then Andy Traum goes 0 for 3 as well here in this contest. Again, your final 7-5 Devils Lake. So Devils Lake will either play the Jets or Castleton tomorrow at noon. If the Jets beat Castleton, it would be the Jets against Devils Lake at noon with the winner to play Castleton in the championship at 2. If Castleton beats the Jets, then Devils Lake would need to beat Castleton twice to win the championship at noon, and then roughly at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon if it gets to game number 2. So again, the Jets are eliminated with a loss. If the Jets win, Castleton still goes to the championship, and they would wait the winner of either Devils Lake or the Fargo Jets tomorrow roughly at around 2 o'clock. So that's a look at our final numbers. When we come back after this, we'll try to hear from the member of the winning team here for Devils Lake and the catcher and Mr. Stanley Belaski, and then get you ready for the Castleton Haymakers going up against the Fargo Jets as we continue with more after this here on our postgame show, brought to you in part by Castleton Lumber.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Take your softball or baseball skills to the next level with personalized instruction from the professional staff at the Ball Yard. Their mission is to provide area players, young and old, the opportunity to improve their skills in a professional level facility and to provide a high level of instruction to youth players to help them achieve their goals at the Ball Yard. Come and visit the one place in the Fargo-Moorhead area where it's always summer. For more information, go online to fmballyard.com. That's fmballyard.com.
For any accounting needs you may have, Todd R. World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com.
As we come back on our post-game show, this interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. Join us, the winning catcher here for the Devils Lake Storm. That is Stanley Belaski joining us here, able to pick up the win here in this one for the Devils Lake Firebirds. It is their catcher in Trayson Beck, Stanley Belaski, the opposing pitcher here. Trayson, for you, let's first things first talk about getting to Stanley Belaski is what I was thinking in my mind was, 4 runs across that you were able to get against him. What was working top to bottom of the lineup for the Storm here, Trayson, and finding a way to get some early runs after Kindred did score 2 in the top half of the first?
Yeah, Kindred got their bats going early. But what was working for us was getting our barrels through the zone and mashing that first pitch fastball. They were throwing a lot of curveballs up there, so we were mainly just looking for fastballs to put in play.
Able to get 7 runs early. You're able to get a couple as well against Gronwald that came in relief for Stanley. So what was kind of working even just in the second inning to continue to put some quality at bats together at the end of the day?
We noticed he wouldn't locate his curveball as good, so we were being patient up there with him. If that curveball did slide across the plate a few times, but we just took that as strikes and just kept hitting that fastball as it came.
Trayson, take us through your first at bat. You get the run driven in. You mentioned already maybe what you were looking for a little bit, but just take us through, and you can see a couple of guys in front of you get on base. What were you kind of thinking in that situation?
Well, I got to thank my teammates there getting on base, and then through that at bat, I was just thinking he throws one over the plate here. Just put a barrel on it. The wind's blowing across a little bit there, so put it up there and hope it goes somewhere.
How fun has it been to catch these respective pitchers here, your teammates here, Trayson? Obviously, a lot of people are going to talk about Mason's, performance in terms of, that perfect game 2 days ago. But obviously, Heilman was really good here today. Ben Larson was really good yesterday as well. How much fun is it as a catcher when those guys pop your mitt?
It's awesome to catch those guys. They're all good pitchers. They put it where I tell them to, and Brent over there calling pitches, it's great. Mason pitched a perfect game there, as you mentioned, and that was fun to catch. I've never caught one of those. I mean, a lot of catchers haven't too, so it was awesome.
As you go through to tomorrow, you have to wait for your opponent, either the Jets or you get a chance at Castleton for 2. Biggest thing that's going to be the message to your teammates just going forward, knowing you got one more day of baseball here in the final day coming up tomorrow here at the State A-Legion tournament?
Well, I believe in our pitching staff still. We've still got some pitchers back there to throw, and we beat them both of them before, so I feel like our chances are just as good as any.
Trayson, congratulations on the win. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
That, again, winning catcher of record, we'll say, in Trayson Beck joining us here on yourliveevent.com for Devils Lake. We'll put a bow on this one next here in Castleton.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
Again, that does it for our post-game show here today, brought to you in part by Castleton Lumber. Devils Lake 7, Kindred 5. Devils Lake will play at noon tomorrow against either the Jets or Castleton, barring the outcome of the next game. Kindred finishes their season by a final of 19 wins and 16 losses. In about 40 minutes or so, we'll get ready for the opening pitch between the Haymakers and the Jets. That's next here in Castleton.